Hello, peeps. How is everybody? Oh my goodness, we're learning about some courageous people in the Bible, and Moses has just died, and now Joshua is the new leader. And remember, one of the Bible verses that is so good for us to memorize because it applies to us too is Joshua 1:9. This is my command: be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So this is Joshua's charge, and he takes command. Do you think Joshua's going to obey? Of course he is. He has been waiting 40 years to go to the promised land because Joshua and Caleb were the only two men who believed, when they were sent out as spies, who believed that God's word was true, and they were ready to go into the promised land and to take it. And so they were the only two that get to go into the promised land. All the other men and women who did not believe died, and they were not allowed to go into the promised land. So they had to wait 40 years. So Joshua, don't you know, him and Caleb are so excited. They just cannot wait to get going. So he waits 3 days. Look in Joshua 1 verse 10. And remember, I love to read out of the Bible because I want you to get in the habit of reading the Bible for yourself. And I'm using the New Living Translation because that happens to be the translation that I gave to Jake and Eli. But all of the translations will mean the same thing, that are Christian translations, of course. So Joshua commanded the officers of Israel, go through the camp and tell the people to get their provisions ready. In 3 days you will cross the Jordan River and take possession of the land the Lord your God is giving you. So they had 3 days to pack up and get ready. Don't you know they were excited, but also probably kind of scared too. But they chose to be obedient. So sometimes, even if you're a little bit scared, you just need to go ahead and be obedient because God will show up for you. So, now, there's another person who is also going to be very courageous in this story today besides Joshua. Joshua had to have the courage. All the people had to have the courage to obey Joshua. But there's another person you're going to learn about, and it happens to be a woman. So many times women are mentioned in the Bible too. Women are very important to God. With God, there's no male or female. We're all the same in Jesus Christ. So let's look at chapter 2 in Joshua. Then Joshua secretly sent out 2 spies from the Israelite camp at Acacia Grove. He instructed them, scout out the land on the other side of the Jordan River, especially around Jericho. So the 2 men set out and came to the house of a prostitute named Rahab and stayed there that night. But someone told the king of Jericho, some Israelites have come here tonight to spy out the land. So the king of Jericho sent orders to Rahab, bring out the men who have come into your house, for they have come here to spy out the whole land. So the king actually finds out that the spies are there, and someone has leaked the information that they think that Rahab is hiding them. So Rahab is going to be scared, isn't she? Do you think she's going to bring out the spies and say, here they are? Or is she going to believe that God is with these 2 spies and she's going to choose to be courageous? What do you think? Let's look and see what happens. In verse 4, Rahab had hidden the 2 men, but she replied, yes, the men were here earlier, but I don't know where they were from. They left the town at dusk as the gates were about to close. I don't know where they went. If you hurry, you can probably catch up with them. Actually, she had taken them up to the roof and hidden them beneath bundles of flax she had laid out. So the king's men went looking for the spies along the road leading to the shallow crossings of the Jordan River, and as soon as the king's men had left, the gate of Jericho was shut. Before the spies went to sleep that night, Rahab went up on the roof to talk with them. I know the Lord has given you this land, she told them. We are all afraid of you. Everyone in the land is living in terror, For we have heard how the Lord made a dry path for you through the Red Sea when you left Egypt. And we know what you did to Sihon and Og, the two Amorite kings east of the Jordan River, whose people you completely destroyed. No wonder our hearts have melted in fear. No one has the courage to fight after hearing such things. For the Lord your God is the supreme God of the heavens above and the earth below. So she had heard about when Moses rescued the people from Egypt and they walked across through the Red Sea on dry land. That had been passed down. That was 40 years ago. And she remembered that, and the people remembered that. And they have their eyes on the children of Israel. They know that the children of Israel have a great and mighty God. So Rahab chooses to keep them hidden and keep them safe. Now tomorrow you'll find out the rest of the story. I hope you guys have an awesome, beautiful day and choose to be courageous and to believe that God is with you and He will never, never leave you or forsake you. Mima Jane loves you too. Bye.